Hey everyone, I thought today we would do just a little bit talking about updates, and then I figured you guys are probably tired of updates, so I figured we'd talk about something else. But real quick, I wanted to update you guys. Body mounts are done. Leaf spring bushings are in the process of being replaced. The new gear bolts are going to be here today, so then I can cut off the old ones, drop the leaf springs. And real quick, I just wanted to show you guys why it was so important that the body mounts got replaced before I put in a heavier engine. These ones are just completely shot. This is the worst body mount, like bushing wise. Metal wise, it wasn't the worst, but the body mounts were just completely rotted and falling apart. And it's just, these are just really awful. They're all just shot. They need to be replaced. So those are, body mounts are done. These spring bushings are almost done, about 3/4 of the way. Big block springs will be ordered shortly. I'm just trying to do one project at a time, so that way I'm not getting ahead of myself and I don't forget to do something. So it's one step at a time. But anyway, that's update-wise. That should be about it. Real quick before we move on, don't forget about the giveaway. Giving away this cam for you guys to make something really cool with, or just leave it alone and have it sitting in your room. Looks like it makes a really cool decoration. But there's also that and a brand new socket set I'm giving out. Just go check out my Instagram or watch my last video to figure out how to enter to win that. Anyways, moving on. So for the first video I made, I had like 3 or 4 different videos recorded. They're different types of videos, and I didn't know which one to go with, so I went with the one I did. But I thought I'd tell you guys about why I'm into cars and why this car. I'm into cars because around the time I was 10, my dad was prescribed a medicine that had really bad reaction with his body. It's eating his tendons. He doesn't have any of the cushioning we have between our joints, so every time he moves it hurts like a ton. I can't really rate his pain because it's not my pain. So I don't know, so I can't rate it, but I know it's awful for him. And but anyway, so we couldn't play catch, things like that throughout my teen years of growing up. So we got into cars. We started off talking about YouTubers and their different cars and everything that was going on. And it kind of just exploded to where I just realized that cars were my passion. Specifically this car. But I found this car around the time I was 14. No, not 14, sorry. Between 15 and 16. I think it was just a few days before I turned 16. So I found this car on Craigslist, and I had been shopping for about a year at this point for a car. I had looked at 90s style Firebirds, early 2000s Firebirds, Camaros, all of those cars, all those type. And because I couldn't find, I had been looking for Chevelle, earlier Nova. None of it was in my price range, of course. So I had to go to the earlier style, or I guess later style Corvettes and Firebirds, Trans Am, stuff like that. But one day I randomly decided to type in Nova on Craigslist, and I found this car about 2 hours away. I saw it and fell in love with it, absolutely loved it. Showed it to my mom because my dad was at work, and so I showed it to my mom, and she loved it as well. She didn't know anything about cars, but she loved the car. And I told my dad about it whenever I got the chance to. I said it was a 77 Nova, and he said no. Without even seeing pictures, he said no. He was like, 4th gen Novas, no one likes them, no one puts money in them, just not worth it. So I made him at least look at the picture of it, and he fell in love with it. As soon as the same day we found it, that same day we found it, we drove 2 hours to go get it. And the guy made me promise, since he was giving me such a good deal on it, that I had to take care of it. I had to restore it, all this stuff, because he gave me a really good deal on it. But again, it was under the conditions that I would restore it and take really good care of it. So I've been doing that ever since. Now, if this was a Ford or anything like that, I would be taking just as much care of it. Yes, I prefer Chevys, but they're not, like, I'm not against someone who drives a Ford. They're all cars. They're all worth restoring, in my opinion. So I'm not the type that has anything against Fords or Dodge or anything like that. It's just that a Chevy happens to be my car. I've worked on many Fords over the years. I've actually worked on more Fords and ridden in more Fords than I have Chevys. This is about the only Chevy that I really ride in. My dad has a Ford. My sister does have a Buick, but my dad has a Ford. Our family vehicle is a Ford. My girlfriend has a Ford. So this is the only Chevy I really ride in. I'm just using this as proof that I don't really have a preference. But anyway, yeah, that's why I'm into this car. It's just because the promise I made about it, and that I just love it. That's like, it's really hard to put into words the love or the passion that someone can have for a vehicle. It's my car, and I love to take care of it. And I thought, why not let everyone else tag along with it and see if maybe they had a passion for it. That is one thing I want to do. I know everyone has a goal of inspiring people and motivating people, but I realized that I was in a position to do that more than, not really a normal person, but I was just in the position to finally do that with restoring this car. Because a lot of people nowadays, a lot of the older generation don't like that younger people are not working on their cars as much. But the issue with that is the older people aren't really willing to share their knowledge. That is something I have ran into personally, where a lot of people tell, oh, if you're asking this question, you shouldn't be working on your own car and stuff like that. Where I don't really want to do that. I want to teach people how to do stuff. And the really cool part about it is that this is such an easy car to work on because of how old it is, that you can work on it very easily. And while the newer cars are harder to work on, it's kind of the same application. This one's just a lot easier to see the parts on. It's a lot easier to understand. And once you understand these older cars, you can work on newer cars. There's a lot to newer cars that you can't. Like the computer systems and stuff like that. But once you understand an engine, they're all the same. That's of course they're all the same within respect to one another. But anyway, once you understand one car, you understand the rest. And that's what's really cool about this, is I can show people how to work on this, and they can turn and try to figure out on their own. And that's also a reason I wanted to give away the socket set. And the giveaway is my first socket set was life-changing for me. I was able to do so much more, and I was more motivated to do more with my own socket set, because every time I had a project come up, I was like, oh man, I gotta go dig for sockets and wrenches and all that. And now that I have my own tools, it is just life-changing. So I wanna change someone else's life with the socket set. I know that's small, but eventually I'll be doing more. As time goes on, I'll be doing more giveaways, and hopefully I can help someone grow and restore a car. That is really all I want from this. Is one, I want to get the car done before something happens to my dad and he's not around to see it. Because that is something we have to face reality with, is he won't be around for a while, forever. So I want to get it done for that, but I also want to get it done to inspire other people. And I know that's kind of cliche, but I'm in a position where I feel like I can do that for someone. So that's what I want to do. And I thought this was a good video. It wasn't anything about tools, and I know it's not directly car related, but I figured it'd be different than just a quick little update video. So if you guys have any questions, and if you guys want to share your projects with me and you don't want to enter the giveaway for whatever reason, shoot me a message on here or on Instagram, or we have a Facebook page now. You can do whatever. If you just want to talk about your project, no matter what it is, I love hearing people's projects. So many different people have messaged me about working on their 4th Gen Novas, or lots of other cars people have messaged me about and told me about, or even commented on my pictures. So whatever you're working on, I love hearing about them. I love sharing them. I love hearing about people's passions for different things. So be sure to reach out with me and tell me about what's going on in your life. So thanks for watching, and go check out my Instagram and Facebook.